Welcome back to Russ Bucket Central. This is the flu episode is what we're calling it here. Both of us a
Yeah,
little ill.
both of our voices
But
won't
what do you
sound the
do?
same.
Yeah, I feel like I sound pretty nasally right now, so hopefully it's not too bad at least.
Hey man, this is gonna be our
But
best pod, just like Jordan there.
exactly. We're dialed for this one. We're good. We're good.
Okay, dude. It is unfortunately for Canadians, it is 2-1 Florida right now. Um, game one, Oilers snuck it out in overtime. Great game for the Oilers. I was high on them. I won't lie. I thought Florida looked a little bit sloppy, even though
Yeah.
they made it to OT. I feel like no pun intended, they scratched and clawed there to get there, kind of thing. Um,
I felt
but
like it was a little bit of a Bob masterclass from the last
for
little
sure,
bit there to
for sure.
send them that far.
Game two, I think it was 6-1. Um, I think. Or no, sorry.
That's
Game
game three,
three, game
sorry.
three was 6-1, and game two was an double OT. Brad Marchand, man.
Hate to
Um,
see it. Hate to
y-
fucking see it,
man,
man. Oh, he's
it's
killing me.
it's hard when it's against your team, isn't it?
It really is. Like I was at work for that game, and my buddy who's working there, he's also a diehard Oilers fan, so it's kind of
Yeah,
nice to have that mutual ground and watch with him. And
yeah.
man, like I just had like a disappointed smile on my face watching him score that goal, if I'm being honest.
Hey, man. Dude, if we're gonna talk about Marchand, might as well get started with him, man.
Yeah.
He's got a goal every single game of the series so far. Um, it seems like Marchand just continuously proves that he's built for these moments. Um,
Yeah.
what are your kind of thoughts on how he's played so far?
I I think he's been absolutely fantastic. I One thing that I will say though, I think it's insane that he got three breakaways in one game with the speed that he has. Where
Yeah,
I know he's a smart hockey player, but I feel like it's been a lot of Edmonton sloppiness letting him have that.
for sure.
Um, Obviously like the power play and stuff like that, like that's stuff where I kind of understand it, but game
Yeah,
two, him having two breakaway goals and a third breakaway chance too is
yeah,
insane to me.
dude.
I don't
And
know.
the breakaway in OT too. Like, no offense to Brad Marchand, but I mean, like, I've seen nicer goals scored than that one.
Oh
Um,
yeah. That
yeah,
was the worst breakaway goal I've seen of his
yeah,
career.
that can't go
But
in double OT the Stanley Cup final.
no, it
Um,
can't even happen to begin with. And I'm a big Bouchard defender. I think
yeah,
he's not underrated. I think he's properly rated at this point where he does
yeah,
have his flaws, but he's still an
for sure,
absolute asset to a team.
for
But
sure. I
he's
think
got to
he's
have Marchand covered there.
Dude,
Like,
yeah, it's boom or bust for Bouchard in the sense that he's either saving the game or he's like blowing the game. There's not
yeah,
really in it, or not blowing the game in its entirety, I guess. But like half the bad things he's done recently has cost them the game.
absolutely. Like,
Um,
it was like the LA series at the first. It was all bust where he would be just swinging pucks up the middle as a
yeah,
defenseman, which is diabolical to me. But
especially in the playoffs. I don't care
yeah,
what. Like, I
especially
don't.
in the playoffs, like can't be
Yeah,
giving away free goals.
yeah,
But a lot of lately, until like the last two games, I feel like he's been just fantastic and really gotten that under control.
for
But the
sure.
last two games kind of given the Panthers a little more life with his mistakes.
Yeah. I'm just looking at Marchand here. He's got 4 goals in his last 3 games. Had no points in one of his last 6 playoff games, dating back to game three against Carolina. Um, the clinching game, he was, oh, sorry, the game four against Carolina where they lost, where they got shut out, is the only time he hasn't put up a point on the board. Him
Yeah,
and Bennett, just unreal. I laughed at the people. I thought Bennett was going to get 10 mil. Dude, with the cap going up now, I'm not sure anymore. I don't even
I think
know if
it's gonna be
that's a
like
far
five
stretch.
teams offering it to him,
Yeah,
man. Like it's not even
like,
like it's gonna be one stupid team. It's
dude,
gonna be a
like,
lot of teams giving it to him, and shit, he might be worth it.
dude,
Honestly,
with that, I mean, the guy wins. Like, what's the goal
yeah,
here?
play some winning hockey, man.
Are you trying to play classy hockey where everybody likes you, or are you trying to be hated but win the cup? I think I'd rather win the cup and be hated personally. I mean,
I would
like,
too. I think the worst award you could possibly win would be the Lady Bing. I'd be offended if I won that award. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like,
facts, dude. Shout out to I think the Lady Bing winner was just announced, wasn't it?
I think so.
Um,
Shout out to that dude. One sec here.
Lady Bing winner, Jacob Slavin. No, it's 2024.
Oh, maybe it hasn't been announced yet.
Maybe not. Yeah. Um,
Anyway, whoever won it, I'm sorry. That's
yeah,
so shitty.
yeah.
So shitty.
That's Yeah, I was thinking of a different one. That's not the one. What's the one that Monahan got? The Masterton?
That's the Mas I think
Right.
that's Masterton. Yeah.
I think. Okay.
Which good
Um,
for him, man. Deserve that,
yeah, for
to be
sure.
frank. Really
Um,
cool. I don't know if you saw the video of
yeah,
Goudreau's wife there giving it to him, but that was
yeah,
pretty sweet.
that's pretty cool. Went
Yeah,
all the way out to his house for that too. That's pretty sick. I don't know if you saw.
fantastic.
We might as well segue through the awards here real quick before we talk about
Yeah,
anything. Lane Hudson Calder winner. That I think we all knew that was going to happen, but I
I
mean,
think so too.
when you put
But
up that kind of season as a rookie, you're as a D man, you're probably going to win the Calder nine
Calder.
times out of
Yeah,
10. I mean, 5 points in 5 playoff games. I'm just looking at now too.
that's
Um,
crazy.
66 points, 92 games. I mean, it was a -2, but he didn't play for the best team, but was a playoff team.
Yeah, exactly.
Um, but man, as a Leafs fan, I'm scared for Montreal.
That's
Um,
gonna be a crazy team going forward, man.
for sure. And then I saw people trying to compare. I like Evan Bouchard. He's a great defenseman. I saw people trying to compare him and Cale Makar today, and that was just I had to laugh at that a little bit.
See, that's where I
Um,
feel like Bouchard is a little overrated, and then
yeah,
there's separate groups that underrate him,
yeah,
where I feel like he's just properly rated at median. Like
for sure. Yeah,
he should not even sniff the air of Hughes and Makar
yeah. Hey,
ever, ever.
if he wants to put up a 94-point season or whatever it was,
Yeah,
and lead his team to a final and win a Conn Smythe, then dude, I'll talk about you in the same convo. But I mean, you've lost in the finals once, and you've had more like controversial plays than you have big plays.
yeah.
You know?
That's and again, I think he's great, but yeah, I just think he's not quite to that tier there.
Yeah, for
But
sure. Um, but with with Bouchard, you could say, like you were saying earlier before the pod, he's fallen into their trap, kind of like all of the Oilers are.
yeah,
They're getting drawn into that kind of freak out at me, take the penalty, and I don't get the penalty, I skate away after kind of thing.
yeah.
Um,
I feel like two people who have been really bad with that too have been Wallman and Frederick as well,
yeah,
where it was borderline embarrassing watching Frederick go after Bennett and then just get his shit kicked by someone else and
yeah,
then
yeah,
get jumped on. Like,
yeah.
I really
Who
think he missed the point of what he's trying to
yeah,
do there, and
who was that
that's what Florida
fight?
does.
Who who was that? Somebody, excuse me, fuck Yajovic at the end there.
I can't
Uh,
remember, but he got his shit rocked,
yeah,
man.
he did.
Like,
Oh, Darnell Nurse. It's
yeah,
Darnell Nurse. He got rocked. I mean, like,
like just he
I get
got
you're trying to
rocked.
spark your team, but like, dude, don't you get a broken nose and you're out for game four. That's not really
It's not gonna
something
help
to go
much.
after. And I mean, like, who fights in the playoffs, respectfully? Like,
Yeah.
um,
He the one thing that killed me too, like speaking of that kind of line brawl there, um Arvidsson,
mhm.
like awesome that he came in to get defended or defend like Frederick as he was getting like pounded. But
Yeah,
man, he got whooped too. Like
yeah,
it's just
facts
it's a different team. You can't really fuck with Florida and their
for
physicality.
sure.
And I think that's something that's killing Edmonton is they are trying to.
Yeah, and
Um
they're not playing their game. That's not the game they're used to. And it's like you said, or it's like we mentioned last pod too. Matthew Tkachuk had that interview after Game 7 against the Leafs, and he's like, "This is the brand of hockey we play. Like this is why we're going far." And he's not wrong every single year, like
yeah.
3 years in a row. You know?
I feel like it's one team a playoff too just has like an absolute meltdown
Yeah,
like Edmonton did last game. Boston did
yeah,
it last year. I want to say game 2 or 3, but it got to the point where even Pasternak fought Kachuk, and
yeah.
you
Right.
know you got a team thrown off their game if David Pasternak is fighting somebody.
Yeah,
You
for
know what I
sure.
mean? And I love to
Yeah,
see it. Don't get me wrong, but I just don't
yeah,
think it's how you beat Florida. I think you just have to kind of not take the high road, but just keep your chin up. Don't stoop to that level kind of
for
thing.
sure. Don't get stuck in the bullshit. You know, like
Yeah.
every
Like they had
like
11 penalties. That's
yeah.
absurd.
Literally, if you've played hockey once in your life on an organized team, you'll have heard your coach yell at you and say that once. Like,
Yeah.
don't don't get caught up in the BS. Like, start like keep playing hockey and play your game because once you get caught up, you're thrown off. All you're trying to do is take runs at people, and next thing you know, it's a three
Yeah.
on one back the other way because both your wingers and your D man are pinching trying to kill somebody, and
Yeah.
then there you go. Now it's 4-1, right?
Like big whoop. Congrats. You tried taking somebody's head off and your
For
team's worse
sure.
for it. It's
Um,
tough.
it just like I don't know. It hurts me to keep saying this, but it's something you got to bring up is Bennett. Bennett's just like invincible as playoff man. I mean, like you
Yeah.
were saying earlier before the pod started as well, that shift he had, the two huge hits, turns into a turnover and a goal the other way.
Yeah.
Um,
Hell of a
Uh,
shift. Like honestly, all-time shift. I'll give it to him.
yeah,
Where I hate Bennett with all my heart, but man, that was an unreal set of events there.
for sure. And I mean, Podkolzin kind of getting just blown up, and
Yeah,
kind of the reason that goal goes in is a tough look for the Oilers. But I will say though, I'm an optimistic guy. I'm a Leafs fan, so like I always am optimistic. Um, the Oilers were down 3-0 last year to this team.
exactly. Yeah,
So, I mean, and I would argue, maybe not. I was gonna say I'd argue they have a better team this year. I just think they have a team that matches up against Florida better this year. But, um,
yeah, I do agree. I feel like,
yeah,
and I feel, especially this playoff run compared to last one too, there's even more like kind of comeback in their game. Like
yeah,
LA, they were down 2-0, came
yeah,
back. There's so many like third periods where they've been down and they score like three goals and it's like, wow,
for sure. And
back.
I mean,
So back.
game two as well, like Corey Perry's goal, that was
Yeah,
nuts.
exactly. Unreal.
That's a game you gotta win. I mean, in my opinion, you gotta get that, especially like
Yeah.
everybody knows in the in the NHL or just hockey in general. If you score a tying goal in the third with a minute left, like you have the momentum going into overtime. You're at home too.
All of the momentum.
That's when you don't give
Yeah.
Marchand a
That's an
breakaway.
absolute backbreaker. Yeah.
Yeah, like
Still kills me. I don't understand. Like, especially watching the Four Nations there is when I
yeah,
first started to like see like that he really had slowed down as a player, but just that's not fast enough of a guy to be giving three breakaways. I hate to
yeah.
keep harping on that point, but it's just insane to me that
It's
he did get those chances.
nah, it's fair, man. I mean, especially like Marchand's. It's not like you're giving it to this slow fourth liner. Like, no, I'm not picking names. No offense to anybody, but it's not like you give it up to Jonah Gadjevich and you're like, oh shit, I got to get back, and you can catch up to him.
Yeah.
You can catch up to Marchand, but he's still a skilled player. He's probably going to score if it's on a breakaway. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's just the
Like
player
you
you can't
gave
give it
a
to.
yeah, you're giving one of their best producers that chance
Mhm.
and he's not going to mess it up. Flat
With the
out.
most, I'm gonna make up a word, but he has the most like villainality in his blood. Like he loves it. Like
Yeah.
man, like he anytime he gets booed or anything, it fuels him.
It's
Like
like Batman.
yeah, literally, man. Um, uh, dude, I'm excited for Game 4. I think it's gonna be an absolute bloodbath. I'm kind of interested to see how it's gonna be.
I
Um,
think so too.
I'm interested to see if Florida's gonna try and. I mean, why wouldn't you try and do the same thing? Um,
Got it. Might as well. If it ain't broke, don't fix it kind of thing, eh?
exactly, especially in the final. I mean,
Yeah.
you're two ends away from repeating as Cup champs. Um, the Oilers, I think they got to go out and start. They got to start fast and get the first goal, set the tone. They're in Florida, so they need that kind of momentum boost at the start because they won't have it coming off a loss, two losses. Um, and like I never thought I'd say this 5, 6 years ago, but Florida's not a barn you want to go into down 2-1 now. Like that's
It's insane that that's a thing now. Like
yeah.
flat out.
Like I
Which
remember
good for
when
them.
dude,
Glad it's
yeah,
growing,
like
but
it's cool. I love to see markets grow like that for sure. But I remember Riley Smith when he got drafted by Vegas. I had that quote where he was like, "Man, it's kind of weird playing in front of a lot of people. I didn't get much of that in Florida."
yeah, it's kind of wild seeing that quote in retrospect, eh?
Yeah, for
It's kind of
sure.
funny.
Oh. Um, yeah, 11 penalties. I think the Oilers just they gotta stay focused on their game. They gotta like focus at the task at hand. Corey Perry's gotta breathe a little bit.
Yeah.
So does Jake
Like
Wallman.
you have Connor McDavid, you have Leon Draisaitl. I don't think you have to be the most physical team to
Yeah,
win that game. Like
and like
flat out, you don't have to be overcompensating. You can use your skill.
for sure. And I mean, like last year, you're down 3-0. Of course, there's panic. This
Yeah.
year, you're down 2-1. You have home ice advantage still. Um, you're like, yeah, you have home ice advantage still. You're going into a game that's a do or die. You've been there before now. You need to use that experience and
Take
like
that next step.
exactly take that next step.
Yeah.
Win the game even if you're not supposed to. And that's what Florida's good at too. Like outshoot
Yeah.
them. I don't know. What was that? There was that one game in the Leafs series. The Leafs outshot them like 48-23 or whatever, and they lost.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. That's why they're good. That's the games you got to win. You just got to beat Bobrovsky and get through
Yeah.
their wall they put up in front of them. And yeah, it's kind of what I
Yeah.
It's kind of what I
I
think they need to change. Sorry, go ahead.
sorry, I was just gonna say I kind of feel like that's what they need to change. You
Yeah.
stole the words out of my mouth, man. Yeah,
Um, if you are Chris Knobloch, you are almost Chris Knobloch.
pretty close, clearly.
Might
Yeah,
as well, I mean, related and everything, but
close
um,
family link. Yeah, yeah.
um, if you're Chris Knobloch, or if you had his phone number and you could text him and say your opinion, who would you start for game four? Through all the ups and downs this year, through who's played which games and everything, who would you play?
I think I would go with Stuart Skinner. Just I will admit the last two games he hasn't been like flawless or anything. He really has to have a save on that double OT goal
Yeah.
and then six goals no matter what. I don't care. It's just you did not have a good game. You cannot give
Yeah.
up six goals and say you had a good game.
In the finals.
Um in the finals. Exactly. And it's like let's just say all six aren't your fault, still need to make a save. Flat
Still,
out.
man. Yeah.
But I get that Pickard was hot earlier in the playoffs, but coming off of injury and a little bit of a cold stretch, I feel like it's kind of tough to throw him into the fire at this point.
For sure.
And every time there's a game four this playoffs, I keep seeing stats of, oh, Stu's the best game four goalie of all time. Like let's really test it out here. He's getting Florida in the finals again. If he can
Yeah.
do it again, then I believe it. Like
And
flat out.
biggest game four of his career.
Exactly.
And I mean, like, I would argue this was bigger than last year because last year people thought they had no chance. So,
Exactly. Yeah. It was a kind of a game that transitioned it into a gentleman's sweep in people's minds rather than an actual sweep.
yeah. Yeah.
And one thing I do think with Stu versus Pickard is that I feel like Pickard's floor is far higher than Stu's. Don't get me
Yeah.
wrong, but I think you got to take the ceiling play against Florida here. You can't just be settling for solid. You
Yeah.
have to have elite Stu
High
at this
risk, high
point.
reward. You can't settle when you're
Yeah,
2 games away from losing in the final.
exactly. Speaking of the
Wow.
flu pot, eh? Holy,
Damn, bro. Eyes are watering and everything.
yeah,
Um, yeah, man, if I would do the same thing if I'm not block. I've seen that your most important games of the year this year, Stuart Skinner has saved you.
yeah,
Don't get me wrong. Pickard has won some important games, and they might not be here without him in the LA series. I get that, but I mean, every team. There's so many cup teams that have gone with one goalie and made it through, and then gone back to another. Like the same team did this last year.
yeah,
So
exactly.
like, and you made it to the finals back-to-back years. Obviously, it's going to work. I feel like you go with the hot goalie who's Stuart Skinner. And no offense to Calvin Pickard, but like you said, the ceiling for Skinner is so much higher.
Yeah.
Once he's on a roll, he can be dialed. Like it's you high risk, high reward kind of thing. I know
Like
I
you
keep
look at
saying
the
that,
end of
but
Vegas into Dallas there, man. That's a
yeah,
unreal goal, flat out,
yeah, for
flat
sure,
out.
for sure. And I mean, I don't care how different they were this year, or how injured or whatever. I don't care. Like they're Vegas. You don't win in 5 games with like a bad goalie against Vegas.
Exactly. That's a playoff proven team that again has the ingredients for success. Kind of
For
like
sure.
Florida a little bit, where they're big, physical, and
Yeah.
skilled, and yeah,
And Vegas has been there. Like, it's only been like 3 years since they won the cup.
exactly.
So,
Yeah,
like you were saying earlier too, another thing for the Oilers is that they need to line match Florida a little bit more and how important that is for Florida.
yeah. Which it is
Um,
tough, obviously, in Florida's barn not having last change.
yeah,
And I will admit, I don't know how you fix that, if I'm being honest,
yeah,
without
yeah.
having last change. But Florida, I feel like game three kind of really gave it to him with the
Yeah,
line matching.
for
I know
sure.
Maurice stressed that it's like not that important. Man, it's fucking important when you're
It's
playing against McDavid and
yeah,
Draisaitl.
dude. Like I was just gonna say those two caliber players. Like I don't care who you are, that's important.
I want Barkov or Lundell on every time they're on. Flat
Yeah,
out.
literally. Um,
Yeah.
every D zone face off with those guys on automatically over
Yeah.
the boards. If you're the Oilers, you gotta keep the pressure up so you can take advantage of the icings because
Yeah.
you need that matchup because you're not gonna McDavid and Draisaitl are good, don't get me wrong, but half the time they're not playing together because you can't have your two best players and nobody else. Your
Yeah.
other best forward is out for the rest of the year. Um, you got to take
And Nuge is
advantage of those
injured right
icings.
now. And
True, I
yeah.
forgot about that actually. I'm gonna check his
Yeah.
status real quick. I completely forgot about that.
I know he was like a
Um,
game time decision for game three there. Hopefully feeling a little better for game four to give them
yeah,
a little extra spark. But I felt obviously injured And if you're a game time decision for a Stanley Cup final game, you're actually pretty injured. Like
Yeah, for sure.
it's not like I'm a game time decision for a regular season game. This guy's probably going through something.
So
Um,
what
but
I'm seeing here, so kind of segue into another thing I'll talk about too. Um, I saw a rumor going around that Knobloch was talking about switching up one lineup or making one lineup change for game four. It's not confirmed or anything. But like it says here, Chris Knobloch expects Edmonton Oilers lineup to change for game four. Nugent Hopkins still remains a game time decision kind of thing.
yeah,
What I'm seeing here is that he took a maintenance day after game three, so he didn't practice, and he's still a game time decision. There's not no like official word on it yet. Um, if he can't play Thursday, I would think that Jeff Skinner would come back in. I mean, he scored in this, and I think he scored in his last game, didn't he? He played.
I think so. I can't remember if he got subbed out after that Dallas game, but
Yeah,
for a minute there, hey, point per game playoff player, man. He
yeah,
was
man. Like,
dirty. He was
dude,
dirty.
give him the chance, man. Give him a finals game. He needs it. If
Yeah.
Nuge doesn't play, you gotta put him in, man. How many years without a playoff game until this year?
Wasn't it like 1,000+ games until
Yeah,
he got his first
dude.
like playoff game, man?
Dude
Then
leaves
they gave him one
Carolina.
and subbed him out, man. That was
Yeah, man.
crazy to me.
Just an unreal like career trajectory. Like leaves Carolina as soon as they get good. They go to Buffalo.
Yeah.
Everybody knows what happens in Buffalo. Um, Here he is finally. If only he was putting up numbers like he did in Buffalo that one year, I think he'd be playing.
Yeah, absolutely. And
Um,
obviously, like he's not quite the same player he was when he was scoring like 40 there, but
yeah,
still, he's a good contributor, man. Good
for
depth
sure.
offensive piece. I feel like they could use that a little after like no offense last game.
Yeah. If especially too if we're talking like I was kind of gonna mention like how Florida's defense is stepping up too because we're talking a lot about Bouchard putting up points and all that kind of thing. But
Yeah,
Forsling, in my opinion, like has been the most important Flat Panther, just because he he can like he, I can't remember who said it on the broadcast the other day, the Canadian broadcast, but it was something like Forsling is a Norris level defenseman, but not offensively. He's like defensively
yeah.
sided, which
It's
makes sense
almost like
because he is.
slaving,
Yeah,
like flat
for
out.
sure. Um, so his offensive thing that he lacks is put in a defense kind of thing. So he's got that. If you're going to put it on a scale of like 50-50, he's got that 110 defense kind of thing. But his
Yeah,
offense is just kind of dump it in, pass the puck to the point or to the wing kind of thing.
yeah,
But this playoff, even though he hasn't been as productive, like he's got a lot of like tertiary assists, like you were saying last pod.
yeah.
As were him, Seth Jones, Nico Mikkola, like having that many weapons on the back end is just like hard to stop.
Absolutely. And one thing as well about Forsling is I swear every time he's out, McDavid or Draisaitl's out, which makes a lot of
Yeah.
sense.
Hmm.
But those are like some hard ass defensive minutes that he's playing where it makes
Yeah,
sense to have like not that much offensive contribution there.
for
And to
sure.
go back to like round one even, like he's unreal. Like
Yeah, man.
Nikita Kucherov, I think it's unarguable at least a top five offensive player in the
Oh
game.
yeah.
He was doing nothing that whole
Yeah.
series, and that's
He
Forsling, flat
and
out.
like that's how you beat he knows how to beat teams and make their star players frustrated because that's how you beat teams.
Yeah.
Um like oh actually no, I'm just looking at Kucherov's stats now. He didn't do as bad as I thought. 4 points in 5 games, but he was even.
Oh wow.
Um
I did not think he had 4 points, if I'm being honest. Did not
yeah,
feel like it at
well,
least.
okay, so now I'm looking at his game log. So he had an assist in game one, and then
Yeah.
the game they won, I think, was game three, right?
Yeah, where they blew him
Uh
out a little.
yeah, he had 3 assists. So
Oh,
in
okay.
3 of the 5 games he went pointless and was a minus.
That kind of,
So
at least in my brain, makes me
for sure.
reminds me of how it was there, but it felt like he did not do much.
Yeah, and like
Yeah.
he really didn't. I mean, Kucherov always like a pass first kind of guy, but um
I want to go
what
in
is
five
this?
games, flat
Yeah,
out.
for sure. Like he's one like you said, one of the best offensive powerhouses in the league. 7 shots in 5 games in the
Yeah.
playoffs. Like,
That's not enough
yeah, flat
early.
out. Um, I guess his time has been there or come and gone with the Cups, but um yeah, I think Florida's defense and the way that it's so dangerous because they build that wall where you can't get anything through no matter what. And if
Yeah.
you do, Sergei Bobrovsky's standing there. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like that's where you got to use. I feel like the Oilers do have to use their depth a bit more, but they really need to get McDavid and Draisaitl just to take over the series because
Yeah.
It's kind of the best chance they have with that decor.
I feel like games one and two, they did a really good job of that. And
Yeah.
again, game three, hopefully just a one-off for Edmonton's sake there,
Yeah.
where they just didn't produce as much. I feel like that they obviously can take over, and I feel like they will kind of get back to that game one and two, where they
Yeah.
were.
I
But
mean,
it's kind of scary if they aren't. Like,
for sure.
you aren't going to be doing much.
And
And
like
yeah,
McDavid's the best player in the world for a reason. Like he's always going to have controversy because he's not putting up 4 points a game kind of thing. Like he's just expected to do
yeah,
that, right? Um, if anybody's going to come back from this, it's going to be him and Draisaitl. And
absolutely.
I mean like I think the stats quickly. I think the how's the Oilers power play been? I feel like they haven't been that good.
Doesn't feel like they have been. I know they got the one in game one to seal her there.
Yeah.
Um,
Um, but it used to
but it
be like,
hasn't.
oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I think it was just what you were about to say there. It just hasn't felt like it's been that automatic
Yeah,
goal that it
like
was in years past.
it's exactly what I was gonna say. Yeah, like um, last year it was like, didn't they set the record for power play percentage in a playoff run?
I swear they did. It was absurd. Like
Yeah,
you just might as well have given them a goal every time you sent them on the power play.
yeah, like that's literally every time you take a penalty, it's just like, well, here we
They
go.
scored.
Yeah.
Like just flat
Um,
out.
I mean, StatMuse is saying they're 26.8% in the 2025 playoffs, so it's not bad.
But it's
Um,
got to be better. Like flat
for
out.
sure.
You
Compared
have
to last
McDavid,
year,
Draisaitl, and Bouchard on that line.
for
Like
sure.
I expect better than that,
And
personally.
you're in the final. Like, I mean, you have to capitalize on your opportunity. That's what wins you the cup. That's what good teams do
Yeah,
is capitalize on their opportunities, even if they shouldn't have them. Like
still gotta take it.
yeah, like I mean, if someone's gonna shoot the puck over the glass, you got to take advantage of which they did, kind of thing. But I mean, you got to do it more than just that once. Like, um,
Yeah.
I'm just trying to find out what their power play percentage in the finals is. Um,
It's like impossible to find stats for just the finals, eh? You'd think
yeah,
that'd be
dude.
like a more common thing that you could like pull up pretty quickly.
Yeah,
Um,
StatMuse's AI isn't really understanding what I'm saying either.
Tragic.
Um, but man, it's just it's nerve-wracking times in Canada right now. I think
Yeah.
like I've worn a Oilers jersey more than I have my entire life in the last week.
Feels gross, eh? No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
This one, hey man, this one means more. Just like Four Nations, everything going down this year means more.
Honestly. Yeah.
Um,
It'd be
if
really cool to see the streak finally get broken.
yeah,
Like
that
I
would be
saw a stat the other day, an American team has won the Grey Cup in the CFL more recently than an NHL team has won a Stanley Cup. So
God,
let's end that. That's
why?
that's terrible.
That's so brutal, man. Oh my
Yeah.
God. Um, yeah, I think that's what it comes down to is if you're the Oilers and you need a surefire way to get back into the series, Stu's got to be your backbone. It's straight up. I'm not saying they wouldn't have lost that double OT game still, but that goal can't go in.
That goal can't go in, honestly.
Um, Straight up, you just if you're going to be in the finals, you need a goalie that can make that save for you. Um,
Yeah. You just need that clutch save occasionally. And
for
it's
sure,
not like
man.
it's what Florida has been getting. Bob has been unreal. Like the
Yeah,
amount of saves where I'm like, damn, if you swap goalies here, it's a different
yeah,
series, like flat out.
yeah, for
But
sure. Um,
yeah,
yeah, I don't know, man. All we can do is wait and watch. That's kind of the beauty of
yeah,
being on the media side of it is you don't have control over anything.
yeah.
Um,
Just get the reaction.
yeah, man, for sure. Um, it's been a wild playoff run this year. If you had to pick somebody to win the Conn Smythe or predict your Conn Smythe pick, who would it be?
I feel, well, I think McDavid has been the best player in the playoffs, don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
But so far, I feel like it could go either way between Bennett and Bob. Just,
I'm the same way. Exact same thing.
yeah, both of them great cases. Like 14 goals for Bennett is just absurd with that
Yeah,
physical and kind of asshole presence that he brings to the game too.
man, 14
It's
goals.
pretty impressive.
That's just mental. And in a playoff run, like
Yeah.
I'm
And he's still got
curious.
more games. There's a
Yeah,
chance he
literally,
gets up to like 16, 17, man.
dude.
Like,
There's still at least two more guaranteed.
mhm.
Um, Hold on, I'm just gonna
Flat
search
out.
up most goals in a playoff run ever. because I would not be shocked if he's like up there. 19 goals by Reggie Leach in 76.
Hey, it's
Um,
not impossible for him to
yeah.
hit 19. If
Him
this
him
game,
and
this series goes to seven, man.
dude, yeah. And I mean he's automatic right now. Like what's he
Yeah,
I had his stats up here. What's he got?
I think 4-3 as well, same as
Yeah,
Marshy there. Could be
four and
wrong.
three. Yeah, 4 and 3. Um, he's gotten where is it? 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So in his last 8 games, he has 2 goals or 2 games without a goal, and only one
That's
game without a
ridiculous.
point.
That's ridiculous, man. And I'm
And
assuming
like,
that's the shutout against Carolina, eh?
yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah, it is
crazy.
-2, and he had one
I feel
shot that
like
game.
he's really taken up where I felt before the series that Reinhardt had to step up a bit more,
Yeah,
which he got a goal last game. I can't remember if
yeah,
he got one before that, but Bennett really has made it so that that hasn't been an issue at all.
for sure. It's
Same
like the
with
production
Marchand, and
production
yeah,
levels from last year to this year, just like they just kind of balance each other out. Like Reiner hasn't been going
exactly.
as much, but Bennett's a fucking monster.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, if I had to make a Conn Smythe pick too, it's really hard to say. I'm looking at these stats right now. Like Sam Bennett, like you said, 14 goals is mental. Sergei
Yeah.
Bobrovsky's got a 215 goal. I mean, I know it's a quote unquote team stat. But Bob's got
215's 215, man. That's
15
pretty
goals
damn
against
good.
average, a
Yeah.
916. He's got 3 shutouts in the playoffs. He's tied with Stu, actually, ironically. But yeah,
I
it's
feel
shutout
like
or bust for that
that's
guy.
I feel like it's a little bit weighted weird too, where round one he wasn't the Bob that we were used to the last couple of years
Yeah,
too, where I'm not sure how you'd look it up, but the last three rounds, I feel like he's taken his game to another level
for
where his
sure.
save percentage is
Actually,
misrepresented
yeah.
by 960 in there,
And
honestly.
like even and that's even more impressive too because the first 2 games of the Leaf series he was not good either.
Yeah, yeah, flat out.
Um like
And they
I
got blown
like
out,
yeah,
another
I watched
blowout later in the series too.
yeah, like I watched every second of that series and like dude, after the Leafs went up 2-0, I was like Bob's nowhere to be seen. Like this is
Yeah,
I'm
it's old
confident.
Bob.
Yeah, literally. He's he's had 1 game under 910 since May 16th against Toronto, which was
Wow.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Game 6 against Toronto. He had 2 goals and 17 shots. That's the last
That's
time he's
and
under
that's
a
two
910.
goals. Like
Yeah,
that's ridiculous. He's been
literally.
on an absolute tear.
And the other game where he was below that, he had 870. He had 3 goals on 23 shots, still won the game.
Yeah,
So like at the end of the day,
that's
you're just winning the game. The stats don't matter as long as you have the dub beside it. You're
yeah,
like, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4.
absolute model for consistency in net
Yeah,
there.
7-2 in his last 9 playoff games too. Like, well, I guess the
Yeah.
Panthers are too. Um, but it's just mental, man. If someone said, I don't even know. I was gonna make a Marner joke, but I'm just so over it. Um,
Future Blackhawk Mitch Marner, eh?
uh, future Bedsy line mate. Oh, dude, this is so unrelated, but when I was in Vancouver for my work trip there, Bedsy was skating at one of the rinks there,
Yeah,
and
hell
dude,
yeah.
he like toe dragged the life out of somebody and then spinnoed and backhand bar down this poor Tandy. And this other
Oh
dude
my
is like
God.
sitting down on the ground. It was insane, bro. It was so mental. Sorry, it's just like a random tidbit I thought of, but
No, but that's
um,
sick, man.
yeah, it was
Hell of a
unreal.
moment to catch
Con
that, man.
yeah, Conn Smythe pick. I'm gonna go with Bob. I think.
I think I'm
Um,
gonna lean Bennett myself, but
fair.
that's valid.
It's
No
so
wrong
hard.
choice there, I don't feel.
It's so
Like
hard
flat
because
out.
every time I think I like lean towards Bob, and then I'm like, man, 14 goals.
Like
It's just
that's incredible.
mental. Like,
Yeah. But then I lean back to it and I'm like, wow, he hasn't been under a 9-10 in like basically the last little bit.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I think I'm actually gonna change my answer here. 14 goals and 6 assists is a wild stat
Pure
line,
sniper, man. Pure
dude.
sniper.
It's that 2023 Austin Matthews stat line.
Thanks, man.
Um,
Passing's not an option.
yeah, I guarantee half his assists are shot rebounds too. Um, dude, that's it's kind of all we really got for you boys today.
Yeah.
Man, I'm nervous. Go Oilers. But if the Oilers collapse here and get Florida, I wouldn't be shocked either. Stu's going
Yeah,
to
that's
step
tough.
up. If you were sitting in front of Edmonton right now and they're all sitting in front of you in the dressing room, what would you say before game
Just
four?
don't be idiots, man. Like it
Yeah,
that's the last thing it boils down to. You just have to play your game, which easier said than done, absolutely against Florida, but
for
it's
sure.
what's going to give them a chance in this series.
And like power play stats don't matter. You're down one player in the finals. Like you don't want
Yeah,
that, no matter what it is. So,
exactly.
yeah, boys.
But
Well, I'm gonna wrap up the episode here. Thank you so much for listening to the Russ Bucket Central podcast. I told you we're back.
we're
Episode 2.
consistent this time.
Consistency is key.
Of
We are consistent. Um, let's go, boys. Thanks for coming on, Brad. Um,
course, man. Thank you.
uh, yeah, boys. Have a great rest of your night. Let's go.
Cheers. Let's go
Cheers,
Oilers,
boys.
baby. Let's go.